Come back today to my local woods that I visit quite a lot, High Stand, and it's been quite a few weeks since I've been here, and I think I've only parked in this area once since I've been back with the photography. And I've just come across, literally from the car park, it's just over there, there's a small patch of bluebells there which I may well go back and visit in a minute, and I noticed this individual flower here. Had to have a quick look to see what it was, and it's actually a Welsh poppy. Only looks like there might be one other one here growing that might be the same, so it's quite interesting that you've got that solo option, and there's just a single flower out at the minute. I think these are possibly more flowers about to come out. This is the poppy that I found here, and it's really quite nice. So I've just tried various different options of taking images here. Did notice you've got like this small patch of bluebells here. There's a small patch in here. There's a couple of individual plants there. You get this bracken fern everywhere around the woods, and it's a pretty common plant. But when it sort of grows up, sort of first comes out in these like coils and slowly spring open. And I've been hunting around for these because the only thing I've found so far are these really sort of like tightly closed ones, or alternatively they've already fully opened. But this one here I've actually got on the camera now. I like this one because you've got these two, one either side, which is opening up, and it looks like another smaller one in the middle which is starting to open as well. For this image I've used my 85mm macro lens, and it's not really a true macro because it's only 0.5 magnification. I've got a larger subject here, and the 0.5 I'm probably focusing about as close as I can possibly get with this lens without putting extension tubes on, and it gives a ideal size in the frame. And when you look closely you can see there's there's silk lines created probably by spiders going all over the plant as well. I was just taking the last image just over here, and I thought, right, before I pack all my gear away back in my camera bag, I will have a good wander around, and I'm glad I did because there's lots more of these ferns about, and there's lots of these little mini curls on them all over the place, especially like all these I really like. I mean, that's almost like a crown, the way it's curled in, and there's bits over the top, so I may well have a look at that one. But this is the one that I've found, and I've had to switch over to my 100mm macro lens this time so I could get things a little bit bigger in frame. And what I really like about this one, there's these two pieces at the bottom here which have already sort of opened up. You've got the two curls on the front here which create a heart shape, and then behind it, leaning backwards, there's another one which is smaller in a heart shape. And depending on where you focus really changes the whole image. I've been in and out of the woods a fair bit looking for various different things. There's probably more places I could have stopped and took images, but nothing really sort of said to me, get your camera out of the bag and set everything up. And the sun's just come out now, and I was walking up this pathway, and all of a sudden there was this large honeybee going over these dandelions, and I stood there watching it for probably a couple of minutes while it just stayed on one dandelion. I thought, well, do I try and get the macro lens out, the flash and everything. And yeah, as you'd expect, by the time I'd got everything out, it had gone. So I did wander down the path and I did actually find it again. So I've been going up and down a little bit with the camera, just looking on the dandelions for various different things, and I thought, right, I'll just come back and sit here. I've got these two here which are certainly within shooting distance of me sitting here, and it probably doesn't show on the camera there. On this one there is a small hoverfly at the back, and camera settings, I mean, camera settings is going to be pretty unique for everybody, but with my flash gun I've got it down on quarter power. I think it's a 75 watt flash gun. Got the newer diffuser on the front, which is, I did a review on these a couple of videos back. Just got the camera on 1/200 of a second, which is my flash sync speed, and I have pushed the ISO up to 400, and at the same time I've got the aperture set to f11. Now I probably could take the aperture down and the ISO down a little bit, but it's, I don't think 400, especially with this camera, is any issues for grain. And I've got the flippy out screen open as well as I look through the viewfinder. And looking through the viewfinder can be quite handy because I can probably set the closest focus distance with my lens, move out a little bit, get the camera to focus, and then take the shot. The good thing I like about this lens is that even though I've got it on autofocus, I can still manually focus. So I can put this on the closest focal point, find how close I can get the camera to allow me to then pull it back to then either manually focus again or use the autofocus. The autofocus on this is pretty good with this lens. I'd rather use the autofocus where I can. It doesn't always snap on correctly, but the point is when you do see that mark in the screen for it being in focus, you can then just press the button. The one other advantage about just sitting here is that you just let the insects come to you. There are other things about, I mean, even in all of this greenery that's down here, I've just been sat here watching it, and all of a sudden you find other small insects that you can actually get images of. Just probably about a couple of minutes ago, I was a leaf near the second dandelion there, and this large fly, it's probably about 10 mil or so in length, so it's actually quite a large one, and just came in and landed on that leaf, and it's been there ever since, just turning around every now and then. I've got quite a few images of it, and did a quick search on the internet to what it is. It's a flesh fly. So but it's when you look at these things close up, especially in the macro world, that you really do get a different view of what these insects are like and really how complex their bodies are. Today has actually been the first time I've been out for a few weeks, and I could have quite easily stayed at home, but I really did want to get out and go somewhere again, and I was so undecided where to go. I didn't know whether to go into Carlisle along the river, somewhere else, looking for other woods. And the good thing about High Stand Woods is it's big. It's over 600 acres, so it means I can usually park at probably one of 4 places and come into the woods at different areas. There will possibly be some crossover each time I come here, so it's always sort of quite a sure bet that you'll come here and find something to photograph. but I was really unsure what I was going to find. So I think the only downfall today was simply that because I didn't know what to expect, I literally brought all of my equipment and I was carrying it all around. So I've actually shoved extra into my bag now, because I've obviously got the flash gun and the diffusers for the flash gun for doing macro photography. But I should have really known that this part of the woods that I was going around, there was no way I was going to be using the big lens, and I could have quite easily saved a couple of kilo off my bag. So I really do need to probably have a look at my bag properly to see what sort of things I can actually take out that I really do not need, that I'm not going to use. Hopefully this has been interesting to you. It really has been a case of sometimes going to a place you regularly go to or somewhere new, but just look around what's around you, especially down at your feet, because you really don't know what you're missing. Thanks a lot for watching.